Welcome to this week's segment of What's Happening in Waupaca. I'm excited about today's guest. We've seen Dale here on the show before, but you're here talking about something I don't know anything about. So welcome to the show, Dale. It's good to have you.
Thank you.
You just told me a couple of minutes ago that you started a post-prom 30 years ago.
Yes.
This year.
Mm-hmm.
And you had 3 students attend.
Yes.
30 years ago.
Yes.
And it has grown into, how many are you expecting this year?
We average around 150, 155 kids that come.
That's absolutely phenomenal. And you were sitting here telling me that you give away prizes and there's food and there's, so tell me a little bit about what goes on with this.
Well, with the post-prom, we have all the parents, the junior class parents, come and help volunteer. The community, as this community does, takes care of its children. And so they donate lots of money, lots of prizes. We get grants from United Way. We have a grant from the Waupaca Nomads. And so the night of prom at midnight, when the prom ends, the kids come over to me by post-prom at the VFW hall. The VFW graciously gives us the building for a great rate to have it. And at the post-prom, the kids come in and they sign in, so parents know that when they get there, they'll have to sign in and they have to sign out at the time they get there. And so if the next day, if mom and dad want to know where their kids were at, I can tell them how long they were there. We've never had any problems at all. And so the kids come in, we have pizza, we have just tons of food. Subway helps donate some subs and we buy some subs from them. We give away, this year we have 2 paddle boards and we have a kayak and we have 2 refrigerators, various other things that the businesses have donated. I'd love to go through the whole list because it's remarkable who donates here.
It sounds huge. I mean, it sounds like a huge party. Plus you have games there. You were telling me you have a booth where you're throwing money around?
Yeah, the Community First donates their booth, D&D rental over here, or they bring 3 video games over for the kids to play for free all night. We have Mark Simon, he's done this for me for 22 years now. He is my DJ, but he sets up his talent scout with Jeopardy, and then if the kids are done with that, they start playing karaoke. And we have a full casino setup. And those of you that are familiar with Mr. Kemford in town, Dick Kemford, he brings his crew over, and they teach kids how to play craps. No money's exchanged. Okay.
I'm just gambling, juniors. Yeah. Sounds like something I would have done.
Right. But they get poker chips when they come in.
Yeah.
They can use their poker chips to buy more tickets for the larger prizes. And we give prizes away through the entire night.
Okay, now tell me, there's a group of students called SAD, Students Against Destructive Decisions.
Correct.
Tell me what role they have in this. What is the goal of the post-prom?
The goal of post-prom is to show kids that we don't have to go out and party and make the wrong decisions after prom night. We have a safe place to go. For the parents, they know where their kids are at. They know their kids are being watched. They know they're having a good time. And they know that at 4 o'clock they can drive home then, 4:30, and be safe at home. We miss that hour where there's going to be other people out after, adults out driving, and maybe after they've been in a few establishments. But then the goal of the SAD kids is to spread the word in school about, they talk about texting and driving. They raise money for the Hats Off for Heroes, which is for the Red Cross. They bring in speakers. We just had some speakers come in about the dangers of inattentive driving and drinking while driving. So the message that the kids want to get across is that you can make good decisions, but you have to think.
You do, and that's the biggest problem with kids in driving. It isn't that they're not good students, and it isn't that they don't do well in class, but it's experience that you and I have that they don't.
Correct.
That helps them make decisions on the fly and faster just because we're accustomed to read traffic. So I think it's particularly important, and I'm thrilled that there is a group of students that are trying to spread the word against things like texting while driving.
And years ago, that group used to be called Students Against Driving Drunk. And a MAD was made with that group too, Mothers Against Driving Drunk.
Right.
But since then, it's turned in, because of the problems of texting and driving, that it's turned into Students Against Destructive Decisions.
And I have to tell just a quick story. My husband's youngest daughter called me one time, and we're talking on the phone, and I happened to look outside, and I said, "Are you driving?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "In an ice storm?
Yeah.
You're talking to me while you're driving?" And she said, "Yes." And I said, "So you want to die today?" I mean,
Yeah.
I could have leaped right through the phone. It didn't occur to her that what she was doing was that dangerous.
But I'll tell you, the kids nowadays are almost becoming smarter than us adults because they realize these problems and they see what can happen to them. And so they talk about it a lot at the high school. We have some outstanding kids at the high school, as I've said before. And so they've got all these thoughts. They're trying to spread the message, trying to save each other.
Good.
So.
Good. Good to hear it. So what day is prom?
Prom is April 9th. That's a Saturday.
Okay.
And prom runs at the high school from 8 o'clock till 12 o'clock, but the Grand March is at 11. And of course, parents in the community can come in and view the Grand March. I think they charge $5 to come in and view. And then right after that, at 12 o'clock, the kids will come over to me, and they have to be there by 1. And then they sign in, and we'll have a good time with us till 4 in the morning.
Beautiful.
So.
What a great plan. Dale, thanks for caring. I mean, you're head of the math department at the high school, and you work with all of these kids, but you really have gone one step over and above, and I appreciate
But
that.
I'll tell you, we couldn't do it without the community's support. This community is that's why I love living here. So.
And it goes both ways, because the community couldn't do it without people like you.
Thanks.
Dale Felt, we'll see you again.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
All right.
Join us next week for another segment of What's Happening Waupaca. We're talking to Monica Gardner at the Humane Society, and now we've got a little fella named
Bruno.
And Bruno is absolutely adorable. Bruno just went through surgery to have one of his legs amputated.
Let me turn him around so everybody can see.
Why was that?
Well, we don't know what the problem was or how it happened, but when he came to us, he was missing his whole back foot on this side. And so what he had there was just kind of a stump with a scab on it all the time because he would try to walk on the stump. So the vet felt that if we took the leg up a little bit higher, he would be able to just hop along without trying to use that stump to walk on, and then he wouldn't be injuring himself all the time.
And, you know, only having 3 legs is just not that big a deal for a dog.
Right. Let me put him down, and you can see he gets around just fine.
Look at him move.
Yeah. He didn't even notice, I don't think, that the leg came off.
Well, and it's less painful for him. Yeah. So he isn't in pain when he's moving now.
Right. Well, his incision's almost healed. He might still be in a little bit of pain, but he's not acting like it's bothering him much.
And he's just a young little guy. How old is he?
Probably about 10 weeks now.
So he's just a puppy, so he has the rest of his life. And I have a friend that's got a 3-legged dog, and he does just fine with that.
They do quite well. And, you know, the reason I brought him out today was because I wanted to just let everybody know that we do have a medical fund, and you can contribute to it on our website. And because of generous people who contribute to that fund is why we're able to afford to do stuff like this. You know, not all shelters can afford to amputate a leg when it needs to be amputated, or, you know, get teeth cleaned on an older dog if it needs to be done and stuff like that. But that's what we use the funds in the medical fund for. So if you'd like to help us be able to do things like this, then please consider contributing to that fund on our website.
Because this is over and above the normal vetting that you do with any puppy. Obviously, you want any animals that you have to be adoptable and to go out of here healthy, but it does cost extra money.
Right, and we try to take care of that stuff rather than, you know, passing it on to the adopter.
He thinks the microphone tastes really, really good.
At this age, just about everything goes in the mouth.
Oh, that sounds a lot like a little 2-legged kid.
Right. So, unfortunately, he's not available for adoption anymore because he's going to be going home pretty soon. But we do have lots of other puppies, And so if you've been looking for one, please check out the website.
And these are adorable. What breed is he? Because you have several of these.
Yep, he is a blue heeler mixed with we don't know what. But he's going to be very much like a purebred blue heeler when he's all grown up.
Now, blue heelers are high energy dogs, correct?
Very high energy. They want to run and chase things. They're very playful. They're extremely smart, and they pretty much need a job to do.
So that's if you want a blue heeler, he's adorable. Just be ready that he's not going to be a senior dog or a lab that likes to lay around.
These 3 legs aren't going to slow this guy down at all. He's gonna need lots of exercise too.
Great. Well, thanks, Monica, for your time, and we'll see you again.
Thank you.